Hello and welcome everybody. This live stream is brought to you by Aaramba and I'm Mota, the owner of Aaramba. We create videos and live streams for small and medium-sized businesses and nonprofits. We enjoy telling lovely, engaging stories. So if you have a powerful story to tell, definitely contact us on our social media pages. If you are watching, your voice matters. But if you have watched us in the last season, we want to really thank you for joining us again. This season, we are going to do something different. We are going to tell you some immigrant entrepreneur stories. Our last episodes were more about voting rights, and we talked with our Clarkston leaders and how to make the hurdles of voting easy for our immigrant community. This season, we are bringing you stories from immigrant entrepreneurs, as I said, men and women who have successfully established a business in the community and are able to help others both locally and globally. So, on today's show, we have a very special entrepreneur, a very special friend, Teresa Abboud, owner of Teresa Afternoon. Teresa is from Lebanon. She's an extremely talented artist, painter, and an illustrator, and she now lives in Atlanta with her husband and her two little kids. I met Teresa through Start Me and Start Me program, which is an accelerator program that helps a lot of upcoming entrepreneurs. I have met very few artists who can deliver what they envision, and Teresa is one of them. Teresa's work delves into connections, cultures, and people, and I just love every time I meet Teresa, I have something new to learn from her. So I hope that you viewers out there enjoy her as much as I do. So welcome, Teresa, on Your Voice Matters.
Thank you, Mo, for this presentation. I also enjoy meeting you every time, and thank you again.
Likewise, thank you so much. And so, viewers, if you are watching this, don't forget that on Facebook we have live chat going on, and Alyssa is monitoring all this behind us. So she will be able to monitor and get to us if you have any questions that you need Teresa to answer or talk about her artwork. So I can't wait to begin our talk today. And I know, Teresa, do you have your cup of coffee? I have my cup of tea with me.
Yes, I do. Cheers,
Awesome,
everyone.
cheers. Oh, is that a cup that you have done the illustration for?
So, this is my business card drawing, and my husband did that for me as a gift on a mug. So, yeah, that's my painting.
That's awesome. That's lovely. I love it. So, Teresa, a little bit. Let's tell our viewers, where are you from? I already mentioned you're from Lebanon, but tell me a little bit about Lebanon and where it is, so that our viewers know where it is exactly. And how did you get inspired to start your illustration and painting?
So, yes, as you said, I come from Lebanon, and I moved to Atlanta. It's gonna be almost 8 years soon, so time flies very quickly. And Lebanon is a beautiful country. It's on the Mediterranean Sea, and so I will tell you my journey if you want. So I met Fuad El Rasi, my husband, here in Atlanta, and I moved afterwards, and we got married, and we had our little girl. After that, I am an illustrator, so I do kids' book and illustration. So I wanted to, after being a mom for a while, it was a first experience. I wanted to do a project for myself. I always draw pictures and stories for people. So I said this is the occasion for me to do something for my own. And being here in the States after 2 years, I start missing Lebanon. Like I was trying to live this dual life, being here and there, because I left, but I still love my country, and my parents are there, and my friends. So I started to think of what do I miss the most, and what I miss the most is the gathering, and in every gathering in Lebanon, there is coffee. Like coffee is a social thing, you know. It's I drink coffee with my mom in the morning. I invite friends over for coffee. Like it's a way to tell them to come in, you know, like the coffee's here, come in and let's have a cup of coffee. And so other than that, just to tell you a little bit about Lebanon, you know, so when you want to open a bank account in Lebanon, depending on the amount you're gonna put, they're gonna offer you more coffee. So if and they offer coffee at weddings, at occasion, at funerals. So and I so missing the coffee there is missing my culture. So this is how I started my project with coffee.
It's
Uh,
amazing how coffee and tea has become a universal language, isn't it? Like, we see Starbucks and we see all these new baristas opening in lots of different places. And it's just amazing how coffee and tea has become almost a way for a casual conversation. What are we seeing right
exactly.
there on the left hand side? Tell me about your coffee collection. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, this poster, it's one of the things I did, and so I did this as a painting, and so I'm gonna tell you. So I started with coffee in Lebanon, but further I worked with this project. I was thinking that every culture, as you said, have their coffee or their tea. Like every culture drinks coffee. So in this one, you will see a German coffee cup up at the top. Then you have an Indonesian coffee cup, a French coffee cup.
Do you have the poster with you right now?
Ah, yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, show it to us and the
yeah.
people. Yeah, bring it.
So
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
yeah, so this is a French cup, a Russian cup, a Lebanese cup, a German, Indonesian, the American mug, and so on. Many cultures, like we all have our coffee cup that is different, but we all drink coffee, and so you will see that in every drawing I do, I have a message, and this message is about connecting culture. Like even if we're different, we're similar in a way, you know.
And is
So
this a poster or what is it?
so this is a poster. It's an 11 by 14. And I have also postcards that are 5 by 7.
The smaller one that we are seeing is a postcard, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The postcard are, yeah, this size, and
Perfect.
so this one also have a nice message.
Mm-hmm.
Just to show you the variation,
Mm-hmm.
like in this one, it says in Arabic, life is sweet, sweet and bitter, black and white, addiction and choices, dreams and promises, full and empty. So life,
Uh,
like coffee, are sweet and bitter. So this is
I love
life.
it. That's just yeah. It is. You're talking about something very, very important about life, but again, in a very if I dare say, like very existential way, like, it exists and all these things exist at the same time. And the duality of, we are all living dual lives because you are living a dual life, which is being an immigrant and being here and working here. And the same thing with me, with being an immigrant here, we are always looking for home. We are always thinking about where is home actually. And that kind of brings me to talk about your new collection, which I think is absolutely fabulous. Tell me a little bit about your new collection that you are working on and what inspired you to start that.
Yeah, so Coffee Time traveled with me a long time, and after that, people were asking me, "What are you gonna do next?" So just to remind you that I love stories, and in my coffee time, I was sharing different kind of stories through coffee, like through a simple subject. You can share a lot of ideas, and so for the calendar. I will talk to you about how I came up with it. So, maybe I can talk a little bit about what happened in Lebanon, because I'm inspired by things we're living, you know. So just a reminder that in August 4 this year, a big blast happened in Lebanon that destroyed the city, destroyed Beirut, that is the capital. And it was a major thing that really blew all Lebanese mind and everybody. So, I started a small project. Do you mind if I talk about my key hanger houses?
No, I would love for you to share those. Yes.
So I have one with me. So this is a key hanger house. And my mom in Lebanon, my parents have a small gallery of these houses. They do wood things. And she started this project a year before. But when the blast happened, I wanted to do something for Lebanon. So I asked her if I can continue this project here in Atlanta, and she agreed. So I started doing hand painting on houses, but there are key hangers, and half the profit is going for a school that was damaged in the blast in Beirut, called École des Trois Docteurs. So I'm still collecting the money. I'm still selling these houses. So and because of the pandemic that we're having, the coronavirus, worldwide, like all the planet is living that, we had to stay home. So this is from where the idea of making the calendar 2021 about home.
That
So yeah,
now that just you bring up such a big point, like moot point. I think we have all spent so much time in our houses now because of COVID-19. And
yeah,
I cannot imagine when the Beirut blast happened, you know, we took away something that was so very important to to all, the Lebanese people. Uh, the blast just took away their homes, which the only
yeah,
way they could have actually, lived in a safe space, or, we attach so much importance to houses on where we live in because it's our security and our space. And when that is taken away from you, it's just heartbreaking.
yeah,
I am so amazed that you're doing this kind of work, and that is uh, amazing that you are also thinking of giving back the money to
yeah,
the school that
yeah,
was lost in, who went that was lost during this blast.
yeah.
So, viewers, if you're watching it, you have access to all of Teresa's social media links down below. Please make sure that you donate, and donate generously, so that you are able to help somebody out there. And I think it's such a wonderful gift to give for the holidays, and especially in the year 2020, when we feel really good about giving something, that we have actually in turn helped somebody in the process when we have bought something like this. So tell us a little bit more about what your different product lines are.
So yeah, so about the homes, as you said, and I just want to mention that my initiative is small compared to big people who did a lot to help the blast that happened, that not only destroyed houses but destroyed lives, destroyed futures, the future of people. So yeah, so I told you about the key hanger houses. I did some little houses too,
Beautiful. I love those.
cute. But and I did the calendar of 2021. So I can talk to you about it.
Yeah, I love the calendar. Yes.
So this is
Tell me
my
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is my little treasure right now. I was so excited to do it. It was released, maybe it was printed and finished 10 days ago. Like it's very fresh. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. The pictures are big, very big. So I'm going to show you the postcards.
Hmm.
And so I did some postcard for it, and I'm gonna try to do as I did for the coffee time, some magnets, some book notes, and posters. but everything takes a little bit of time. So for now, I have the poster, the postcard, and the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is I collected some international saying and proverbs and quotes from around the world,
Mm-hmm.
from people, thinkers and writers and authors that I really that some that I didn't know about, but
Mm-hmm.
that some that I really appreciate and love.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the for the first one that is here, that
Mm-hmm.
is also I used for the back cover. It's a saying from Gibran Khalil Gibran. He's an amazing Lebanese author that also was very known in the States.
You know,
And
he's one of my favorite philosophers too.
really,
So, yes,
yeah,
Khalil Gibran. I wish I had my book there, but I can't. I always go back to him whenever about
yeah,
anything, about parenting, about a love, or about life in general. He just is just amazing. Yeah. Please tell
exactly. So
me.
so he said a phrase that I really loved. He said, let your home be your mast and not your anchor."
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, like let your home be your guidance, like your push and not your anchor. And this is how I start the year with this.
That's
So
beautiful.
so this is from January. Um, do you want me to read some of
Yes,
the
please.
phrases?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's read us some of those. Yeah.
So maybe you like Rumi too.
I do.
I love Rumi too.
Yes. Rumi is another one of my favorites. Yes.
Yeah, so he said, if light is in your heart, you will find your way home.
Absolutely.
So I did this one. So I was inspired by all these quotes that I collected internationally. So why I chose author from all around the world, just also to show also the connection. Like we all have home. We all um, know what home is for us. So if everybody knows that we share this, maybe it will make the world a better place.
I agree with you. And that connection, I think, is so important that, we all have similar connections with home, whether you're an immigrant or a refugee or does not matter. It's home is, I think one of your quotes is when home is where your heart is, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So this is American.
Hmm.
And then you have, I like this one. When you invite people to your home, you invite people to yourself. Th- And this
Cool.
is Oprah. Oprah said that.
So you know what? We just found out from the Facebook channel that two Shushma wants to buy two of
Ah,
your hangers, the houses with the hangers. I
oh,
love those.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
So
that's
thank you,
wonderful.
Sushma. Hi, Sushma.
Thank you for watching, Shushma. And you can see the work, Shushma. That's just amazing what she has. I just love your work, so I cannot say enough about it. I'm just so. I feel that everything that you work towards, whether it's the calendar or whether it is your t-shirts, that you do with your artwork. I think they all represent very much you and what you believe in, your themes and culture. So tell me a little bit about, how, when you started, when did you start the company?
So yeah, it started like kind of spontaneously. I heard that there was a festival at Aleph Institute, and they had small tables for small vendors, and the cost was not so expensive. So I said, okay, I will rent this table, but I didn't know what to do yet. I rented the table before knowing before thinking about the coffee. But so it was a motivation for me. And I had a month to do everything you see behind. So this picture is from my first market. And, when you have the passion and the will, I started working on it. And I did so I started at Aleph Institute Market and I did some coffee posters. And you see this t shirt have this logo.
Yeah.
This little logo, I will call them symbols. And this cup is a very traditional Lebanese coffee cup.
Hmm.
And when you see it and you're Lebanese, you know it's coffee. They will never serve you orange juice in it or anything else. So when you see it, you know it's coffee. So I love this. I love it. If you can see it.
Yes, I can. It's beautiful.
And I started using this coffee symbol, coffee flower,
Hmm.
on everything. You know, like it was. My thing. It became my thing. I started doing it on t-shirt, on bags, on onesies. This is another market. I traveled to Houston. There was a Lebanese festival, so I traveled there, and it
Hmm.
was really good too. So this is and after that, after my first market, and I saw how people loved it, it gave me the push to continue. Like otherwise, I would have stopped there, you know. But seeing that people encouraged me to continue, then here I am today. So yeah,
That is amazing. So, which year did you start this?
I started this in maybe it will be 3 years ago soon. You know, yeah. Um,
And I met you through Start Me. So tell me a little bit about how Start Me actually helped you if I can say that, a better entrepreneur, or how Start Me helped you to establish you a little bit better in the entrepreneur community.
yeah. I'm gonna take a second here to thank Sushma that I met at Refuge Coffee. She had a booth there selling her stuff,
Hmm.
and she bought from me something, and she told me you have to go to Start Me, and I didn't have a clue what was Start Me. So thank you, Sushma, for this. I cannot. I don't know how to thank you uh, for that. So yeah, Start Me was a great journey for me. I had my product. I was already um, doing my things, but I needed some more expertise and some more guidance. And as you see, I'm an artist or I'm an illustrator, so my skills in finance and these kind of things are kind of limited, I would say. But although I learned a lot, through the years, I had to. You have to learn some things. But Start Me helped me and taught me how to do my business plan, um, my Excel sheet of finances, and some other tips here and there. And although I finished the year and we graduated in a way, yeah, I'm still connected with Start Me. We still have meetings. They are still here, the mentors, to help us, um, small entrepreneur, continue our road, our journey, I would say.
Yeah, and Teresa, you were a graduate of the little crazy cohort of 2020 because of the whole pandemic, and it's just and we were on our eighth week, I think, of Start Me at that point of time when everything was shut down.
Yeah,
So I know if people who don't know about Start Me is an accelerator program that is, helped with. It is under the Emory Gosweda School's umbrella, so it kind of really helped to establish in accelerator program that helps entrepreneurs to start their shop and help them with multiple things, as Teresa explained, which is the financial side of things, the marketing side of things, and it's a great foundation for you to start your business. So we are starting back again in January. This time, of course, we are all virtual. So yes, if you want to be a mentor, please let us know or contact us. We would love to have you. Uh, Teresa, one of the questions that I had for you is, because of COVID-19, we had this whole issue about, before that, you were actually, I could find your products on different places. Like I know that West Side sold your products, different shops had your product, you had trade shows and stuff like that. How have you changed your business to actually, still be relevant during the pandemic?
Yeah. So yeah, it was of course at the beginning very challenging for, I think, a lot of people, and especially small business and entrepreneur, and big ones too. Like it's something that I cannot really describe. But I kind of was a bit maybe creative in something. I used to give art classes every Wednesday for a group of ladies. And when the pandemic started, they asked me if we can do it on Zoom. So yeah, these are the ladies. It was a really fun activity, and so I started on Zoom every Wednesday, and we did very beautiful things, very fun things, and they liked it because the mom and the kids could do it together. So this is something I did during the pandemic, and then. I also participated to maybe it was the first market. Like I would say, Refuge Coffee are very. It's a coffee place in Clarkston, but it's more than a coffee place. It's it's a this is Refuge Coffee. So they did a small market, and this was like in the beginning of the pandemic, and they like maybe in the middle, they asked me and other people if we want to participate, and people came drive through. They drove. You couldn't go from the car, and it was fun, like to still feel that you can still work, or do your market and interact with people. This is something I really love.
That's so
So yeah.
creative. That's amazing.
Yeah, and other than that, I have my online sale. As you can see, I sell on Etsy, so I continued selling, and on my website too. So the online also helped a lot. So yeah, this is what happened and still happening.
So one of the things I know we talked a little bit about, your online classes, Teresa, and I'm going to get my girlfriends together and we will be doing one with you. But I would really encourage people out there to actually, do a Zoom class that you are going to offer sometime in January that you were
Mhm.
talking about, which will be a 6 to 8 week class. You're still figuring it out,
Yeah.
but people can actually find out more about your Zoom class or Zoom course through any one of the links out here that we are sharing,
Like
or
mostly,
from your website.
yeah, yeah. So as you said, I'm working on a new, maybe, how can I say, a package class that I wanna work on how to market it, how to organize it, and all these things. This needs some time. So usually I post every most of the things on Instagram. It's easy to use, very friendly. So it's where I post my new events, my new stuff, and of course also on my website and Etsy. But Instagram is my, now it's the easiest thing to use. So this is where I post regularly about my upcoming event. And yeah, if you want to know more about the art class that's gonna um, start again in the beginning of the new year via Zoom, this is where you have to go.
That is so amazing. Like I love all your work, but I also feel that you are an inspiration. So who has been some of the biggest inspiration for you when you were? Did you go to school to learn illustration, or how did it all start?
So yeah, So yeah, I went to school to do that. So I will tell you how I ended up doing this. So I wanted to, I grew up in I would say in a nice environment, nice, I would say safe environment, where my parents are a happy couple. I grew up with normally, with no problems. But although we had war in Lebanon, and we had to really grab our stuff and run and in the car and hide somewhere, but I never felt insecure in this life. I felt my parents were here to protect me all the time. But more I grew up, I saw that life is really unfair for some people and for a lot. So I wanted to do psychology, like just to help people. I had this drive to change the everyday's people's problem. And my mom told me, don't go into this field. You will only hear problems of people. You will come back home with more problems. Do something else. So, so I went to do illustration, knowing that my parents like my mom likes to draw, my dad likes to design. My brother, he's my I would call him as my mentor. He's for me a very big artist. He lives in Dubai. His name is Pierre Abboud. And so I grew up in this atmosphere, and I went and I do illustration, and with the purpose of telling stories or sharing, or being useful, like not just draw, like maybe send a small message. And I know, small message can make sometimes a big difference in the world.
I think you're definitely making a difference. Like I look at your artwork and I think they all have stories to tell. And especially with the houses that, the coffee collection, what kind of a story goes behind the coffee collection? I know that there is you talked a lot about how coffee is a part of the culture and how it connects people. But what inspired? Why did you bring coffee? Why did you think coffee culture collection was important to bring to America?
For me, this coffee collection, coffee time, I call it coffee time, it's for me a bridge between Lebanon and Atlanta. You know, like for me, it's a way I love to talk, to say where I come from. A lot of American and non-American doesn't really know anything about Lebanon, and that's okay. But bringing um, this art, like the Lebanese coffee, is a way for me to share where I come from, and making it more talking about the coffee in general, like not just the Lebanese coffee, makes me becoming more Atlantean, or like I'm not just living in Lebanon, I'm also here. So I'm kind of bringing both worlds together, and this makes me happy. It makes me happy before. So yeah, I do this for me before doing it for other.
Okay, so
Um,
cool. We have a few more texts from our friends. So we have Rola El Rasi says, "Great work," by
Thank you,
and it's
Rula.
yeah by beautiful Teresa. So that's beautiful. And Shusha, I want to see if you can show the houses a little bit sideways for her to really see what your houses look like. So can you
Ah,
show your houses a little bit? Yeah.
now I have one hole next to me. The others are a bit far away, but this is one I have here. It's very
Yeah.
nice. It's now I'm gonna market it. It's
Yes, please.
I can maybe post on Instagram, or I can send you a message with the other houses I have. They are kind of similar with different shape, And thank you, Rula, for your message. Rula is my sister-in-law, so thank you for watching from the other continent.
Oh, wow. So that's amazing. Are they like way ahead? What's the time difference?
7 hours. So now it's a kind of 11 p.m.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah. So, but I want to go back to your houses the one more time. I want to talk about, how real it can be a great gift for our realtors.
Ah, yeah?
Yeah, so I think it can be an amazing gift for realtors to give to their buyers, or I think there's a huge market for something like that. I love it. I just love it. I have to purchase that one too. So definitely keep a few for me. And you talked about your calendar that has been going really fast, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I already sold half the quantity I ordered.
That's
So,
excellent.
and by the way, tomorrow there is a market at Aleph Institute. Aleph is an Arabic cultural center where I'm one of the board of Aleph Institute. And tomorrow I'm gonna participate as a small business. So if you feel like coming and tasting some Arabic flavors and see a nice market, like just type on Google map Aleph Institute and it will take you there. So
Yeah. So last question before we go. Where can we buy your products? You said Etsy. Olive Institute is another place where we can actually buy the product. One of the things about Etsy, we have to be very careful how we write your name, right?
yeah, I think so. So you can see it on the bottom. Or you can go etsy.com/shop/Teresa Afternoon, or in the search type Teresa Afternoon this way, and you will find me. Yeah, I also sell at Refuge Coffee and at Aleph. I don't know why my picture is
Yeah, no,
frozen.
don't worry. I think it will catch up. It sometimes does that because we are all trying to log in from multiple places, and with internet issues, so it can happen that and happen for sure. So
Yeah.
yeah. So one of the things, if you are watching this and you want to buy Teresa's products, don't forget to go to her website. Her website has a lot of her products already listed. You can also buy on Etsy.com. And then find out more information of her products on Instagram and on Facebook as well. So before we end, I would love to ask Teresa some rapid fire questions. That is my favorite part. So one more, we have one more, a friend of ours, a viewer who has said, chatting with us. He says, very inspiring, and that is Noura Kiwan.
Oh, thank you, Nora. So Nora is a friend of mine. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you tomorrow at Aleph. Thank you,
Uh,
Nora.
And Rola says always has a message and social impact behind her art. I love that. And that is very true that, and as I mentioned, I think in the very beginning, that I haven't met that many artists who is able to deliver what they envision. And I think you bring that to the table. You bring that connection, you bring that human connection, you bring that personalization, and you bring your culture to us. You're bridging that gap, and it's just amazing. And I know yesterday you shared a little bit of story that your perspective when you are able to bridge cultures, what happens?
Yeah. Uh, what happens in?
Remember, you kind of talked a little bit about how your stories, when we learn about other people's stories, we kind of help each other to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah,
We can
yeah,
help it.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, like something I like is when I know more about your culture or more about how you think, I would learn how to, it will kill a little bit the racism we have because it's a topic beside, but racism or being judgmental is usually when you don't know about the other. But when I started knowing more about you, it's the time where I find not difference, but find common things. Like if I start, like I remember one time I was explaining about my art in a market for a Chinese lady who is who speaks differently than me, who lives in a different continent. But after sharing, she started crying and she told me, "I miss home and I miss my culture." And I started telling her, "That's fine, we're here." Like even my Lebanese culture, that is very far away from the Chinese, she could find similar things and associate herself with my culture because we all have the same essence. um, so if we can remember that, it will bring I don't know,
More love to this,
comprehension of
yeah.
and love and whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, if you love what you've seen with Teresa, please don't forget to, like our page and also visit her website to buy some of our products. And I think it's an excellent way to say thank you during this holiday season because you are actually helping somebody back in Lebanon in multiple ways because of 50% of the profit from those that entire collection actually goes back to the houses that are being goes back to the being rebuilt there. So going to our rapid fire, Teresa. So let's ask you a few questions on a rapid fire. What's your
uh,
favorite place to eat?
so I like here in Atlanta, I love Desta. I discovered Ethiopian food here, and it's really amazing. So go to Desta if you want. It's really good.
What is your routine before going to bed?
Mm. So before going to bed, I usually fall asleep on the couch. So and my husband usually tells me, "Go, why you don't go to bed?" I'm like, "Give me 5 more minutes here."
That is so funny. I love it. Yes. Okay. And so, what do people get wrong about you most of the time?
What do they get wrong about me?
Hmm.
Um, I would say I know that sometimes I meet some people and they think kind that I'm a dreamer and like I'm kind of floating or I'm somewhere else, maybe because of my ideas and what I do. But in fact, I'm not that much. I'm kind of how we say grounded too. Like I'm a person that wake up early, take the kids to school, come back, cook, work. So I'm not that much in the moon.
That is awesome. That is so cool. I love it that a lot of, artists get a bad reputation a lot of times, as you said that, that they don't really, they're in the la la land, but not
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
If you
yeah,
have that amazing work to produce, cannot be in the la la land. You have to produce the work. So you do amazing
yeah.
work.
I love my La La Land when I'm in the mood of it, but I'm not all the time there. Although I always forget my keys somewhere. Noura knows that. So I forgot dates, I forgot some stuff, but
Yeah,
yeah.
Noura is actually telling us on Facebook that it's he's got the ha-has bit saying that he knows you very well, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So that brings us very much to this end of this episode. I am so thankful that you came to get here and chatted with us and shared tea and coffee with us for our evening for this wonderful evening and shared your artwork with us and where you come from. So I'm very, very thankful and very inspired. So Yes, you
Yeah,
have any last words?
I want to thank you for hosting me tonight, and for liking what I do and promoting my art. A big thank you for you and your team and Alyssa for all that. And hope we meet very soon without mask in a normal life like before.
I agree. So thank you so much, whoever is watching us, and for joining us. And thank you, viewers, so much for being a part of this. And I hope you love what we are doing, and you can buy some amazing holiday gifts from Teresa. So thank you again, and bye from Aramba Studios.
Bye, everyone.